When we live in fear and we operate out of fear, it causes us to hesitate. But when we operate in love, we take action.
I want you to know that this is the biggest damn opportunity you've ever seen in your life, and you better walk out of here and treat it that way. Because if I can do it, I promise you any of you can do it. There's no question about that.
So the biggest thing that you can really free up is that constraint and think bigger, right? If you want your present to be better, your future has to be bigger. What is up, fellas? Little teaser video there.
Great job, John. That was cool.
We'll shorten it up. It's a bit long, but thought it was pretty on point. Pretty cool. How are things in the land and in Puerto Rico?
Hold it down here. It's all good.
Man, temperature's like perfect right now up here. It's like 70, 75. You know, just beautiful outdoor weather. So we're like here, man.
We got hammered, man. We had it was like in the mid 90s over the weekend, but wind blowing like crazy. And then, it was Sunday, so this is what sucks, right? You know how the weather stations get around here. And so, we have Hulu. So I'm watching the Browns game, and all of a sudden, I don't get to watch the end of the Browns game because the damn weather show came on.
Well, we didn't win. I can tell you that.
No, I had to. Yeah. It's a tough one. That was a tough one.
Good game, though. Like, really, maybe one of the best football games. Not the best, but one of. Like, it was just a great game.
Yeah.
Should have won it, but. Yeah.
Chargers are for real, man.
Yeah, they are.
I didn't realize they were that good. They're good. Cool. So we got some stuff coming up, man. Puerto Rico, coming out of Puerto Rico, going into, actually going to Sand Dollar Estate. So but heading into Vegas. I'm excited to see folks.
Yep.
We got Albie got up north, got to see our friends up in Canada, and I know we've got a bunch coming to Vegas. So I'm looking forward to seeing everybody there.
Hey, what are our dates on boot camp?
December, the first week of December, first full week. So 8th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, 5th, 6th, 7th, whatever that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is.
Okay. Yep, got it.
Guys, we got that rolling out. So if you have not got your tickets, I know we do have some early bird going on. So you guys can head over to 10naeabootcamp.com, get that early bird, get your tickets for the first week of December. We got Mr. Kinder coming in out of Puerto Rico, himself and me and Bev, Kiani, Walter. We got a stacked crew. Gonna be good.
Yeah, man. Hey, just a quick shout out to you guys. And I don't know if it was you and Kiani or who else was involved. I'm sure Holly did, but you guys absolutely crushed that university page. I knew that it was up and running, but I never actually clicked on it to see. When that Stasek Group University, that the template kind of like private training site that you launched.
Yep.
That is money, man.
It is. And, for any of you guys out there, listening that have more than 10 agents and looking to maybe grow an organization, you need to connect with one of the crew at NAEA. It's Branded Agent University. I know they're revamping everything, but there is, man, some good stuff that's in there. And I know there's some tweaks and some constant iterations. What Gene Darden's been able to do with it is he's got his onboarding program called Phase 10. He took a play out of 75 Hard for agents. So implemented in the same strategies that, build success habits, right? So it's why you do the discipline to 75 Hard, and he just incorporated that. You go through that process. You do the same thing every day for 75 days. And it really is, man. It's really powerful to be able to have that there, because that's usually one of the biggest challenges, right? It's like, hey, we're going to bring in agents, we're going to bring on new agents. Then it's the hand holding, and it's what do they do every day, and how do you get them up to success as fast as possible?
Yep.
Right.
How would they get a hold of somebody? I'll type it into the comments, John.
Should be able to go to, I think it's Branded Agent University. I know they're overhauling all of it.
BrandedAgentUniversity.com.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. I went ahead and put that in the comments. I also put a link for anybody needing CE. Kennereese.theceshop.com. We got those deep discounts in there for everybody to go ahead and don't pay full price. And I'm going through the classes as we speak right now. And actually, they're not half bad. Having some fun at night. Going through my CEs because I got to get them done here pretty soon. Jay, are yours due?
Man, I already said that. I know I'm good in Oklahoma, but in Texas, I might have some shit to do. So,
all right. Well, here's the good news. You have till what? Tomorrow? Wait. Your birthday tomorrow?
Oh yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah.
I got 2 licenses, just in case something happens.
Yeah. Hey, fun.
What'd you say, Al?
He goes, I keep 2 licenses just in case. I'm like, all right, wait. The CE's due on this one, but not this one. Let's switch it over to this one.
Right.
It's not.
Yeah.
I'll take it easy.
What's up, everybody, man? If you guys have any questions, comments, need some feedback, throw it down in the comments. We will dive in and tackle anything that you guys are wrestling with, or some more information on things that you're wanting to get into. So, cool. Any update on Vegas?
As far as I know, we're confirmed with Coach Burt for it's 5 to 7 o'clock p.m. and that'll be in the Mirage. So I don't know what room it's going to be, but it will be RSVP. That should be coming out shortly with an RSVP for those that want to come. So it's going to be at least 2 hours of training with Coach Burt. It should be absolute fire. That would be my expectation.
Love it.
Agreed.
Looking forward to that for sure. And then any other updates on the actual EXP event itself?
Nothing. Well, outside of the fact that they kind of robbed us of the time we were going to do, which looks like it's going to be really good. There's what is it called? They're calling it a sprint the day before. So if you haven't seen that, the day before there's a sprint from 2 to 4:30, I believe it is, also in the Mirage, which will be Glenn Sanford, Jason Gessing, Michael Valdez, and one I'm missing somebody, but yeah, that's probably going to be worth attending, I would imagine.
For sure. So we have that, and then did you ever get feedback when you were doing a session?
I'm doing a session on agent attraction, a panel at 8 o'clock or 8:30, I believe it is. Thank you for doing that in Vegas on Thursday, the 11th.
8:30 in the morning?
Yeah.
You do realize you do have the suite, right?
Yeah, I know. I do know that. I'm well aware of that. And yeah, the good news is I can do a panel in my sleep. So
panels are fun. Those are, you can get away with a lot there.
I think that so look, you already done the get up on stage with no shoes gig. That was a hit. I think the next one you should do is do the panel with one of those poles with the IV bag hanging down. You know?
That would be one that we haven't done yet. Oh,
that would go over well.
Yeah. Or not go to sleep and just roll right on up in there.
That would not be the first time that would happen.
Hey, can we give kind of on the One Big Fire tool that's about to roll out for beta? I know Mr. Hillsman is on short list, but update anything that we have that we can share?
Man, I don't have anything I can share just yet. All I can tell y'all is that it's going to be insane, and I've got a shit ton of assignments that are in my inbox right now that has to get done, or at least we have to get clarity on so we can finish up the tasks related to it. But yeah, we're in the process of building things out. Lots of work to do on our end, updating everything, and there's little direction as to who's doing what right now. So we're on top of it. We got to get on top of it, basically. Cool. But we don't have anything to share at this point. But you're gonna love it when we do. I know that.
Yeah, just want to keep it out there for everybody. Know it's coming. Be on the lookout for it. It's it's going to be the tool that's going to make life a lot easier for all of us. So just be on the lookout. Mina, so how do we make sure new agents are staying plugged in without being overwhelmed and without having to reinvent the wheel? Who wants to give some feedback on that?
Let me get back to so.
While you guys are looking at it and kind of thinking about that, I think the biggest thing is, one, leading by example, constantly pushing, constantly inviting, is it your core circle? Are they opting in to being plugged in? Are they opting in for a higher level of accountability? It's there, it's sharing success stories, how, people that get plugged in, the results they get versus those that don't. So, really, the biggest thing is you can lead, but you can't force somebody to stay plugged in if they're not willing to commit, to plugging in.
True. Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't hurt, if you bring someone on to at least have a clear path for them and make sure that they complete the onboarding checklist. I think that's that's without reinventing the wheel. Just make sure that, hey, did you get through all of these things, and just hold them a little bit accountable to that. And then I think what a great next step is have a game plan call where you're getting clear on what their goals are and helping them get clear on what their goals are, and at least putting them into a direction where they need to be plugged into, what content they need to be consuming. Different people have different challenges or at different stages, but get clear on what they need to get trained on, and plug them right into that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think you just nailed it right there, right? That game plan call is really about finding out what it is they want to do. I mean, that's Coach Bert's number one go-to question as well, right? It's number one question, we teach with expert advisor, right? On the listing side, what are your goals? What are you trying to accomplish? Where are you trying to get to? And us as true honey badgers, true experts, true advisors, I mean, we can't help you until we know what you're trying to accomplish.
So just as a little plug here, there's what is it called? Partnerfaststart.com. Partnerfaststart.com is a good, beginning video to send somebody through. What is it, like 45 minutes long, maybe? Also, and I'm just talking for onboarding. That's a good start. Also in the university page, that we posted the link to for someone if they wanted to get it for their team. There's a start here. It looks like you know what I'm talking about, John?
Tells them when they need to be plugged in. It has all the EXP onboarding stuff. Everything is in there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true. I mean, it's built. It's a LMS, right? It's a learning management software. So it's built to take you through a path, right, where you're at and the things that you need to do, where you need to get plugged into.
Yeah. From application to the resources they need to make sure that they're seeing and looking and studying and whatever, to setting up KV Core introduction to that, ordering signs, everything's like step by step, paint by numbers, to even transferring the license, you know, getting your email set up, all that. That's another resource that's there for you. Obviously, you'd have to get one of those sites, and there's a small fee for it or whatever, but well worth it. And I don't know, Jay, are we going to be putting something like that in built into the One Big Fire software?
I believe so. If it's not V1, it would definitely be V2.
Yeah.
Awesome. What's been the follow-up process that you guys, James is asking a question. What's been the follow-up process for agents that didn't schedule an appointment and hasn't been sent a video yet?
I believe. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to go to the $1 million follow-up, which is just basically, you know, sending value, you know, texting, keeping constant you know, having your hot list. Coach Burt calls it his hit list. 25 people that you're staying in contact with weekly. And then you're hitting them with value. You're hitting them with either videos that you're shooting, or you're hitting them with videos that we've shot and leveraging the stuff that we have, either in expert mentors on, you know, Michael's, Jay's, mine, John's YouTube. Those 4 YouTube channels right there. If you're still not shooting your own videos and you're nervous about it or whatever, just leverage those, you know, and don't make every single one of them about, you know, a recruiting video about EXP. Send the stuff that John's recording with top agents about how they're growing their business and making $2, $3, $4 million, you know, in commissions. You know, start dumping deposits on
Yeah,
and do it consistently. And I've been using Reach. I love Reach. That app is cheap and so easy to use, and it's effective because it starts individual text message conversations, and it can plug their name into it, so it looks like you're actually texting them directly.
So if you got one piece of content, you know, you can make one text message and then individually fire that off to each person individually. It's definitely what I found to be the best way to individually stay in contact with folks.
Gangsta.
Now,
Gangsta.
there might be, maybe, because we haven't actually, with the software, haven't really dug too deep into it, but One Big Fire might actually have that capability. Not exactly like that, but I think you can text from it, right, Jay?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. So until that's up and running, which should be a couple months, I'm imagining, probably like maybe not a couple months, but close to that.
You know, somebody's asking what sort of website can we have for agent attraction. I would say, you know, model what's working, right? You know, look at Jay's site, look at Al's site, look at Brent Gove's site. I mean, you know, you've got, you know, I mean, Brent's number 2 organization in the company, if not number 1, is path to number 1. Cause what are you, number 5? Albie, you're, you know, top 10. So model success. Look what the top agents that have the largest organizations on the planet, what they're doing.
Nick, yeah, and by the way, Nick Krim, who is a honey badger, can give you a duplicate site of the site that I have.
Yep.
Which is just, you know, again, you know, the main thing you want to do is you want to be able to track a video when you send it to them and see what they watch. But if they're interested, and once they're interested, you know, having your own site that they can consume other videos, what you don't want them doing is going and consuming other content outside of what you're sharing with them as much as possible. It's going to happen probably anyways, but you want them to see what you want them to see, and that's going to be our videos for our group.
Because, back to, and Al, back to Mayna's question about, getting new agents plugged in without, overwhelm and stuff. I almost want to come back to Coach Burt, what he talks about, that law of diffusion, right? I mean, you're going to have, the 16% immediately that are going to just all in, right? They're going to plug in all in. And then it's the reminders, right? That next 3 to 7 reminders, then they're going to get plugged in. And then it's the 7 to 15 reminders are going to plug in. And then there's the other 16% that will never plug in.
Yep.
And I think that law of diffusion applies to that as well.
We'll have all this stuff built out in this new app too. So we're trying to simplify all of this so you don't have to, stitch things together, so to speak.
Go to so the site is you can just go to Nick Krim, NICKKREM.com, but it's Content Cards with a Z. And can get you hooked up from there. What up, Snoop? Deal double G.
Deal double G.
You got a flat top going.
There he is, Nick. Now, I knew Nick would be tuning in. There you go, buddy.
I'd be happy to help you with that.
Yes, sir. Nick and his team are amazing. Amazing.
Since you're listening, I did have some really good feedback from an agent that I was talking to, just looking at our site comparatively with actually Kyle Handy's. So let's hook up today or tomorrow, and I'll download what you got. What was some good feedback. So, anyways, I think it might be valuable.
Cool. For all of you, I mean, that's one thing about us, about Nick. We're all craving feedback because it's all about just the constant iteration, just constantly pushing to get better each and every day. And, I've shared a lot of the conversation coming out of Build, around vision. And the 3 components of vision, of values, purpose, and BHAG. And I always share kind of our core 6, values of, growth, 100-0, always add value, leaders creating leaders, and get shit done. And everybody that goes through it, that knows us and they see that, they go, okay, it all makes sense now. I get it. I'm like, man, that's how powerful your values are, right? It just, it shapes your culture. And I won't spoil it. I'll let Holly show you her license plate. Al, I think you're going to love it.
Nice. Is it new?
Yeah, she got a new custom tag. I'll let her share the picture because it's pretty freaking awesome. What's up, everybody? Man, appreciate you guys tuning in. We got a lot of eyes tuning in, and usually get a lot of eyeballs and ears listening after this. So if you guys have any questions, comments, thoughts, feedback, here we are, mid-October, down the home stretch. I know our mantra this time of the year is always finish strong, run through the finish line. Don't take your foot off the gas. And like we've seen all of those marathon runners and sprinters that take their foot off coming across the finish line and get passed by the guy behind them. Don't do that, because I promise you there's somebody out there that's running harder than you are. And if you take your foot off the gas, they're going to run right by you. So we always beat that mantra this time of the year, finish strong. Q4 is toughest quarter of the year because there's so many damn distractions. It's the quarter that has the most distractions of the year. So be aware of that, running through the finish line, and know from an agent attraction perspective, October's statistically the best month from a recruiting perspective, and then January and February. So building your pipeline to be able to have those conversations if they don't pull the trigger before the holidays. But a lot of agents tend to make New Year's resolutions. So you want to be able to be there for them as a solution in January and February. But it's like we always say in this business, what you do, over the next 90 days will show the fruits in the following 90 days and beyond.
That is so true.
Al, share, would you were up north, up in Canada. I know Pierre's tuned in and he made a comment. big things, a lot of positive feedback coming out of that event. Anything to this crowd, kind of highlights or anything, thinking of events or going to events, maybe a little bit of a reminder for everybody, but give maybe some key takeaways.
Yep, sure. Yeah, I forgot. I thought I was wondering if I had already reported back on that, or was that maybe during the leadership huddle or something?
Yeah, we talked about it on the leadership huddle.
Okay. Yeah, it was great. I messaged Jay and John and Michael when I was up there, and I was blown away because I've never met a bunch of more kind, just welcoming, hospitable people than the people I met in Toronto and Kingston, and then eventually Ottawa. So I just did a quick, it was basically like a 2-day quick workshop trip. And Toronto, they did an amazing job packing that room. Hats off to Rick and Pierre, who, with the two of them plus their team, they just have a rock solid A-player team, executed on point. There was almost, I think, about 200 people in the first one. There was about, I want to say like 75, 80 people in the second one, something like that. And Kingston's a smaller town, so that makes sense. But it was really great, and they did an excellent job. They had a ton of recruits. They did it free, which I recommend you doing it free at first. Once you start to get traction, you can kind of dip your toe in the water to like where you would charge for them. But they executed on all levels. They had butts and seats. They had the food was good. The audio and the rooms themselves were good, both locations. And so, yeah, they knocked it out of the park, I think. Yeah. And I love my Canadians, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. That's why you and I were texting. I was like, I can go there every month and do an event. It's just it's so amazing.
Well, I'm up in Cleveland, right? So like that whole north, we're halfway between Chicago and New York. So you just have that little edge, to people up here. And then, whenever I would go down and see you guys in Dallas, I'd be like, oh my God, these are the nicest people in the world. I felt the same way like when I'm in Orlando, and I feel the same way when I'm in Scottsdale and Phoenix. Just a different culture and different vibe. It's very warm, kind, and whatever. That's what I felt up in Canada times 10.
Yeah.
So it was just really, really cool. The agents that were there that were not EXP agents, they almost all of them stayed for the whole presentation. So that was good. And it was just a really good trip.
Yeah. And I just want to throw this out there. We talked about it on the leadership. There's a lot of moving parts to doing events, and sometimes they seem easier than what they are. And so, before you making a commitment to an event, I would highly recommend jumping on the phone with one of us before you do that. There's a couple things that you have to get clear on. You got to get clear on what we talk about, the primary and secondary goals of the events, and then the monetization strategy. You won't do many events if you're writing big checks. So you got to be careful. We've been hit with every 2x4 you can think of when it comes to events. So we can collapse time for you. And then also you have to have a fantastic promotional strategy. And like I said, there's a lot of moving parts. The content pieces of it is the easiest. It's all of the other variables that go into executing on a high caliber event that creates a moving experience to help you accomplish your goals. I guess that's the best way I can wrap that up.
Yeah. You got anything to add to that, Jay?
Oh, it's 100%. Events are a big commitment, and we definitely have had our fair share of challenges, and we have some good systems and things for it. And flow out your ideas and run them by us. If we can help, we'll love to help.
Fascism.
Didn't we have the framework that Mike and Woods put together on it was like a spreadsheet type of like bulleted out? Did we upload that to the Honey Badger site, John?
I don't know. It's a good question. We may have. If you had your hands on it or Jay did, then it is.
I don't remember seeing it myself.
I'll try to.
If you got it, that would be fantastic. I know you and your team, Andrea, has a fantastic promotional strategy. Really content heavy. And I think I have my hands on another one that I'm going to look through that might be really powerful as well.
But, I know that Pierre had shared with me that because they just went all in because they haven't had one in a very, very long time. And most people didn't even see one at all when Mike was going up, which was like over 18 months ago. He made a bunch of trips up there for Brandon.
B-Town.
But we could say this, probably not the best strategy, and correct me if you think I'm wrong on this, Jay, but would not be try to think you're going to fill the room with running Facebook ads. The best strategy is using personal invites to people that you know through Facebook Messenger and sharing it daily and just making that awareness, or reaching out with a text and say, hey, what are you doing? Or even just a personal phone call, hey, hey man, I only have a few minutes. I know you're busy. I only got like 2 minutes. I'm running into an appointment. Was wondering if you could check your schedule for Thursday, October 18th at 5:00. We have an event going. I want to see if you're able to go. Could you check? And then go and check. If they're available, say, great. I got this awesome event, blah, blah, blah. And you tell them about the event. Here's why it's great. Here's what you're going to learn. Can I get you committed to a ticket and whatever, and then send them the link or sign them up yourself? I think that's going to be your best strategy.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. And there's something I was going to add to it. So I think, one of the reasons, when we see them do really well is also, if you're doing events and you're not collaborating with either other honey badgers in your marketplace, would be the caveat to what I'm about to say. You probably need to have 50 people in your group, to 100 people in your group, because that just means you're going to have more people out there that can make invites. It's going to make it a lot easier to fill the room. But I think that, that's probably about the size you want to be at. If not, then you need to be collaborating with other honey badgers in the area that can, and you can, together put on the events.
Yeah. And that's, Eventbrite allows you to make a custom link for each person on your team or other people. I will probably share this one thing. I'm curious about what you guys have to say on this one. Kind of an interesting thing happened up in Toronto. A guy that is not a honey badger up there. He invited 47 of his own people, like 47 tickets he took up. And they were looking at it and they're like, who is this person? Like 47 tickets. And they had to look him up. And then I called Holly because I didn't know if he was a honey badger or not. Turns out he wasn't, because they had never heard of him. They didn't know who this guy was. But he saw the link out there and he's just like, hell yeah, giddy up, an event, and like took up 47 tickets. So there is the, and it wouldn't have been a problem, but the way they did it was they said to their agents, when I say they, I'm talking about Rick and the other leaders that did the event. They would not let their agents come to the event unless they brought a guest from another brokerage. Like that was their free ticket in, right? So that actually helped. But then a lot of their other agents, they had agents that they didn't have enough room for their own agents, because this guy came in there and just invited 47 people. I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up, see what you guys thought about, that, because that was like, oh, I haven't heard that one before.
That's a great idea. Yeah, make them commit. Make them do something. You don't get to come in for free.
No, what I meant was the guy that was not. He's an EXP guy, but not part of Honey Badgers, inviting 47 of his own guests to their event.
Well, that's not good now.
And they, you know, and Rick and Pierre and them, I mean, they threw out over like, I don't know, between $3,000 and $5,000 to throw those events off. They weren't real heavy on sponsorships. They just reached in their pocket, which is not recommended, by the way, but that's what they chose to do. But this guy came in and just booked 47 of his own guests because it's a free event. That's the thing you kind of risk or whatever, right? So luckily up in Canada, they have a very kind, sweet, passive way of, you know, handling a situation like that. And they did a pretty good job. They let the guy come with like maybe like 3 or 4 or 5 and like, yeah, man, you can't bring 47. So it was just an interesting, you always just run into new things. You know, I don't think I've ever,
it's a lot of people.
lot of people. This dude's like, what? A free live event? Hell yeah, I'm taking a picture.
Hell yeah, man.
I have to do nothing.
It's awesome. The heck was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Oh, lunch and learns. So I just default to Pat Hayes, right? I mean, he built an empire on lunch and learns, but his lunch and learns ain't small. They're big and fun. He kind of broke it down with us in Nashville at the Sprint, kind of their process.
Once again, go watch Bill Price from Las Vegas speak. Go watch Pat Hayes. Anything that's been published that Pat Hayes has done. If you have expert mentors, go watch the interview we did with Brent Gove on Lunch and Learns. If you can't find any of that, go to brentgove.com, look at resources, and then go watch his training on Lunch and Learns. So like there's a ton of information out there, but there's wildly successful examples of how people have made them work for sure.
So, Jay, we know Chuck Fazio had gone on a tour right after he got out of the hospital and stuff like that. He got right up on the road, right out of the hospital onto the road. Loved it. Road warrior. But he does like a dozen different. He was calling them something else. They're calling explainers. He's calling them explainers.
Right.
I'm wondering if it's the same thing as a lunch and learn, but I wonder if they got a good strategy that's working that they could share with the group.
Yeah.
If anybody, knows that, post it in the comments.
Sweet. What would you send to a little bit older broker that has kind of a protecting the belief of they don't want to work for anyone else? That's why they wouldn't want to come to EXP. They're independent. Like, what are a couple assets that they could that they could use to send to that broker to watch?
The EXP for independents and teams. I think the interview that we did, it's on. At least I know it's on my YouTube channel where it was me. It was the interview. I think might have been the three of us. It was me and you, Al, for sure, where we were talking about teams, the death of teams interview. So probably Google death of real estate teams and then our names, and it'll probably show up. That's a pretty good one.
Expert mentors. The three of us did that.
Yeah, it was. Okay. Yep, that was a really good one. Those are two great assets for that.
Cool.
I haven't sent that one or watched that one in a long time.
It was good. You were at a restaurant. You were meeting somebody was meeting you, and it was. I might have been at traffic and conversion.
Yeah, that's right, huh?
Yeah. Crazy. That was a good one. We got another good one this week. We got, I think we're at episode 164. We've got Chauncey Pham back on. So
164. That's how many you're up to now?
164. We'll have Miss Chauncey Pham on tomorrow, so that'll be looking forward to that. That'll be a dynamite one. The one I did with her previous was fantastic, and she's only evolved and learned a ton since then. You know what's fun is that getting some of those honey badgers on, and then a year and a half later, getting them back on again, and just how much they've grown. It's it's really cool to see.
So John, the death of the real estate team. I just went on YouTube, and it looks like this is just one of Jay and I for 3 years ago. I think what you're talking about it was a more updated one, right?
No, I can find it real quick. I have a. So we did one. I'll find it. It is the three of us did that. Where is it? I don't know. I'll find it. But yep. We did Death of the Real Estate Brokerage, episode 115.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a stellar lineup. Yeah, 164 tomorrow with Chauncey Pham. Then we got Jim Wayner on. We've got Rick Dillon, Kurt Shewell will be in Vegas for EXPCon, and then we got the Queen, Miss Veronica. After that, we've been trying to nail that one down for all year, actually. So I'm glad that hopefully we'll be able to make that one happen. Cool. Well, appreciate you guys all jumping in, asking questions, staying clear, and just keep your foot on the gas. Make sure we're sprinting through the finish, and just remember what we're working on today will bear the fruit in Q1. Fellas,
guys, thanks, Johnny.
As always,
Happy Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday. See ya.
Arriba.